בחולצותיו וציוונו להתעטף בטלית.
You will say it back. While you put it, say please, please. Okay? And then you put it back, you put it on, say it. And then you do the bar mitzvah before you put it on. I want to explain what is a bar mitzvah. Now it's a bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah. It's the age that even if you expect it or not accept it, it's mean that you adorn in the eyes of God. There's a lot of things that if you until now you do not have to do it, now you have to do it. If you are not eating or not eating it, and if you make it something that is not good, not your parents you have the blame anymore, but you will have the blame. And also you can be part of the Liana prayers and stuff like this. So you all already did your bar mitzvah, and they also. The fact that they didn't have the ceremony does not mean that in the eyes of God they are not responsible for their own stuff, their own sin. But I want to remind you that here in the street, when we say Judaism, we're not talking about just religious. We're talking about a lot of other stuff. So this is very personal. Later on, they're going to tell you why they decided to do a bar mitzvah, and for which side of Judaism they are actually going to get connected. What you're going to do first, you're going to put your talit. You're going to tell them part. You tell them part of part. Take them all and give me them. You see? It's real.
So it's supposed to be just
You
for
hold it where the prayer is.
just the man, the funeral.
It will be easier if you hold it right, yeah. So hold it where the prayers are, but hold the words to you. The words to you around, so you're looking at them. And the blessing is right there if you can read it, like if you learn how to read the blessing.
Just a second, we want to do it out loud and everybody together. Let him, please. Okay. Say the words. Baruch.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להתעטף בטלית.
Now put it
No,
on.
wait. And some people's tradition is you can kiss the ends of each of the brachot to like seal it, and then you can then put it over your shoulders.
Kiss the writing. Okay. Now, usually when you did your bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah, you are reading from the Bible in Hebrew the chapters that is of the chapter of the week. What it means, every week there's a couple of chapters that they are the chapter of the week. It means that everybody all around the world are studying and reading those chapters. So what we're going to do, because we not going to do it in their voice rate, we're going to read the chapter of this week that all around the world people are reading this in synagogues in Israel. Now you all, and also you, can all look for your chapter and read it this time in English. And this time when you know yourself much better. I think you all know yourself much better. And after you will read the chapter, try to find any connection between you and this particular chapter in the Bible. And I think you're going to be so surprised how much from you can see. So what they're going to do, they're going to read in English the story of this week.
The Egyptians ruthlessly.
Tell them from which book.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 1. The Egyptians ruthlessly imposed upon the Israelites the various labors that they made them perform. Ruthlessly, they made life bitter for them with hard labor at mortar and bricks, with all sorts of tasks in the field. The king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was named Shipra. The other Pruah saying, when you deliver Hebrew women, look at their birth stool. If it is a boy, kill him. If it is a girl, let her live. The midwives did not do as the king of Egypt had told them. They let the boys live. So the king of Egypt summoned the midwives and said to them, why have you done this thing, letting the boys live? The midwives said to Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women. They are vigorous. Before the midwife can come out, they have given birth. And God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and increased greatly. because the midwives feared God, he established households for them. Then Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every boy that is born you shall throw into the Nile, but let every girl live.
Levi went and married a Levite woman. The woman conceived and bore a son. She hid him for 3 months. When she could hide him no longer, she put him in a basket and called him. She put the child into it and placed it among the reeds by the bank of the Nile. And his sister watched from a distance to learn what they called him. The daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe in the Nile while her maids walked along the Nile. She spied the basket among the reeds and sent her slave. When she opened it, she saw that it was a child, who had cried. She took pity on it and said, "This must be a Hebrew child." Then his sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and get you a Hebrew nurse to suckle the child for you?" Pharaoh's daughter was so the girl went, and the child's mother. Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Take this child and nurse it for me, and I will pay your wages." The woman took the child and nursed it. When the child grew up, she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, who made him her son. She named him Moses, explaining, "I drew him out of the water."
Sometime after that, when Moses had grown up, he went out to his kinfolk and witnessed their labors. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his kinsmen. He turned this way, and going about, he struck down the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. When he went out the next day, he found 2 Hebrews fighting. So he said to the offender, "Why do you strike your fellow?" He retorted, "Who made you chief and ruler over us? Do you mean to kill me as you killed the Egyptian?" Moses was frightened. Then the matter is known. When Pharaoh learned of the matter, he sought to kill Moses, but Moses was informed of Pharaoh. He arrived in the land of Midian and sat down beside a well.
Okay, so it's just a piece of the part that we're supposed to read in this book, but it's very, very long, so we just that part of it. But you know, I think I'm sitting there thinking how it's connected to us, but the chapter is actually talking about a man at birth came to the world, and he's going to be a leader that's going to take the people out of the country to the land of Israel. Because you're making birthright, and you're learning now, about Moses, putting the Jewish people back in the land. So you are back now in the land. And if you would think about birthright, maybe much more personal, maybe this trip is like your Moses. Because this trip takes you for not know Judaism to inside of Judaism, or not know culture inside of culture, or from, you know what I mean? Or you think about it in your own way, how it's connected to you, and how it's making to you, how it's connected to you. And that's what's beautiful is in the Bible. You not just read the words. It's not the point of reading what's in there. It's to understand to learn from it a little bit more. Now what we're going to do now, I'm going to sit quietly in here. And what we're going to do a small thing. Make you feel connected. So we're going to start one after another. And what I ask for them to do is to say first to us why they decided to do a bar mitzvah, for what is this necessary. After that, I ask them to find small things that they're willing to do in United States to connect this moment, their life and their family in United States. Because I want this particular moment to be part of what they have or what you have in United States. Because you feel when you're coming back to United States, Israel is feel like a unbelievable great dream that we need to connect somehow to your other life, your real life. And in the end, they're going to say the Shema Israel, that we're going to help. And then you, Smith, going to bless them in Hebrew while you're repeating words after words after me. Okay? So first,
I'll tell you guys why I'm doing this today. It's very personal, but I will tell you guys this, that growing up, I really shunned my mom's side. It was very difficult for me to relate and be able to admit to anybody that I was Jewish. And for a long time, I couldn't do it. I could not tell anybody. I was almost, I want to say like ashamed, but I just wanted to be assimilated. And it goes with being here on Mesada, and it just came to me when we were sitting over there and she was telling us the story of this, the story of Mesada. I can relate to Mesada because when I was younger, maybe that's what I needed to do. Maybe I needed to be assimilated. I needed to blend in. You know, maybe I couldn't handle it. It was just that I needed to. It was better to survive. As Ryu was saying in the story, maybe it's better to survive sometimes. And maybe if it all come at a sudden time back then, I wouldn't have been able to handle it, almost like suicide. But instead, I assimilated. I became like the people around.